Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rocket League Grand Finals here at the NJCAA Esports. My name is Warren Jungle God Hammond, joined on the mic today by Fizzy, and I am very excited to be able to check out this match, check out these two teams. It's been an interesting road for both of them to get here.
This is going to be a ton of fun, and we've seen a couple Cinderella runs. Overall, this bracket has been extremely unpredictable. I mean, you saw the 8 seed and the 5 seed battle it out in the lower semifinals, and 5 Wake Technical, they made it to the lower finals only to be bested by, well, who are now going to be facing one of their biggest challenges of the season yet, Northern Virginia up against Lackawanna College Falcons. It's going to be a ton of fun. I am absolutely pumped.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. And, you know, I like that you mentioned as well, Wake Tech, right? Because they were actually sent down to the lower bracket by Northern Virginia. It was a 3-1 scoreline, and then it just repeated itself, right, in the lower bracket finals, as Lackawanna was one who actually sent the number 2 seed, Northern Virginia, down to the lower bracket finals. So this is going to be a bit of a rematch for them as well. That first one went 3-2 the way of Lackawanna, so it was a tough series for both squads, and I'm anticipating more of the same here today.
Exactly. It's been a bloodbath between these two teams all season long. I mean, you see the regular season standings. Northern Virginia went 7-0. The only loss that Lackawanna had the entire time was to Northern Virginia. So the entire season, this rivalry has been brewing and brewing and brewing, all for it to just explode, hopefully, late here. Best of 5 bracket reset. So if Northern Virginia wins, we will have a second best of 5 series. But if Lackawanna wins this first one, it is done. They are champions.
Yeah, so not there's a whole lot on the line here today, and not a lot of room for error either. I mean, anybody who has watched Rocket League, you know how fast-paced these games can be. So we should be loading into the lobby here relatively soon. But yeah, to be down here, to be in the final game here, it's underway. Right now, Lackawanna College has possession. Zach looking to drop a pass off the backboard. It's disrupted, though, by a member of Northern Virginia Community College. Northern Virginia going to be in the blue. It is Lackawanna in the orange here right now, Fizzy.
It's going to be some fantastic stuff, and I already like how we're seeing a fast-paced, high-flying start. Both of these teams know what's at stake. Almost a nice shot there from Whip Me Now. But it's sent the other direction. Lots of back and forth stuff, not necessarily an extended stay that I've seen in plenty of series up to this point.
Ooh, Lackawanna had an opportunity for a shot there, but just whiffed the ball on the approach, and so now Northern Virginia able to get something going for a moment. It's going to be Ultor who knocks away that clear from Lackawanna. It looks to follow it up off the wall, but is just not quite able to catch up with it there, Fizzy.
Indeed, they've had most of the pressure so far. It was nice start, but nothing yet. Oh, a nasty redirect in, and what a shot there from Aoka. Lackawanna opens the score.
Yeah, that was just beautifully done. The redirect there was great. I mean, you can see C-Mertz trying to get a read on where it's going, but they can't do anything, right? They can't do anything until the ball makes contact, and they're just unable to catch up with it. So back to the kickoff we go, and Lackawanna starting things off. That's an open net. They're not able to get there in the time. Zach gonna make it 2-0, and we are just over a minute into this.
It's a masterful cheat, as you saw on the back end. One of the Nova players just got a little too close on that cheat, and with that, we've seen it at every level of play. A little too close, can't save that any time. 2-0 multi-goal lead. Now they just have to hold for game 1.
And a little bit of an advantage off of that demo as well. But now Northern Virginia looking to catch up with the ball, has an opportunity here. C-Mertz trying to come in for it, but just a little too far away. So the ball gets cleared, and now Lackawanna trying to get it out of their zone, but unable to at the moment. Shizzle for an opportunity to clear it once again. Gets a demo instead, though. Now things are pretty open here for Lackawanna, but they're unable to convert. The defense right now from Northern Virginia seems to have picked up the pace a little bit.
Indeed it has, but a top left corner banger. What a shot by Aoka. Now they're up triple now. Insane start for Lackawanna to really get down and clamp on the necks.
Yeah, this is huge, right? To have a 3-0 lead without even 2 minutes being expired already for the second seed here is huge, right? And this shows to me that this is a squad that has really put in the time over the course of the season. Have seen a lot of improvement because, like you said, Northern Virginia, #1 seed. Lackawanna, the only loss that they had was to Northern Virginia, and right now they are looking indomitable.
Indeed they are. It almost gets worse. Another shot from Aoka. Not even a shot, a pass. Almost masterful craft right there. That surely would have been the nail in the common, but even then, you see right now that Nova are starting to play a little bit more boom ball than I like, and a double commit too. All those small mistakes are going to cut so much desperate pressure that they need right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at how fast they were able to turn that around. A huge save from Gwip Me now, but like you said, because of that double commit, they wouldn't have had to have been in that situation if they just played that a little cleaner. But now Ultor has an opportunity here, goes for a pinch off the ground. Gwip Me is going to look for a double tap here, doesn't quite cut the angle that they need to. Now they're going to try and set something else, but in the meantime, Poshizzle's been able to get it clear. Ayoko following it up. Ultor gets in the way for a moment. Poshizzle tries to center it to themselves, but Gwip Me now gets in the way once again. But this pressure from Lackawanna is pretty tremendous right now. I mean, anytime they get the ball, they're able to kind of keep it in this dangerous zone here. And can't say the same thing for Northern Virginia at the moment.
Not at all. I mean, we saw a decent start to this game, but now it's just been a boom ball whenever they have the ball. But as soon as it's on Lackawanna, it's just a controlled, calculated attack, almost something incredible right there. And midfield presence has been fantastic as well. Rotations clean, everything clean right now. I don't know if they can be stopped, although Northern Virginia have one back off of a beautiful demo cross. Ultor scores.
Yeah, and let's take another look at this. It just recognizes the situation, knows that there's none of the defenders anywhere nearby. I believe that was Zach who actually just respawned off the demo. Tries to get there in time, unable to do it. So 3-1 now. Northern Virginia has put themselves on the board.
They have a little bit of momentum back, and they're going to start to gain a little bit more. Had somebody been there for the follow-up, they might have been able to cut this lead down to 1. But for now, they'll just need to reset going back in. Ultor across off the backboard. That's dealt with in a long clear out. Another reset needed for Virginia.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying just a couple minutes ago, right? They're able to get some good clears, but they aren't able to kind of maintain the pressure in the same way that Lackawanna's been able to right now. Whip for me goes for a pinch, but one of their teammates actually gets in the way of it. They're going to try and knock it in, though. Not going to happen. They do get the demo, so another shot incoming here, and that one is gonna make it in. Gwip Me now is gonna take it down to a 1-point lead, and with 48 seconds to go, I mean, this is plenty of time to make up that goal.
Plenty of time, super winnable, and I think what Lackawanna did really well early, they had Northern Virginia were in, and the script has been completely flipped. As soon as we pass the mark, we have ourselves a much different game. Overtime in game 1 would be a treat, wouldn't it?
Yes, it absolutely would. And I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else, right? Considering the history between these two teams, it has not been an easy path for either of them to victory in any of the situations where they have met each other. 30 seconds remaining here, though, so Northern Virginia really going to have to get something going in these waning moments. But with a demo on the Ultor, it's going to make it that much more difficult. High-flying ball towards the net, going to land quite wide. Ultor looks for a pinch, doesn't find it. 10 seconds left to go. They got to make something happen now here, Fizzy.
You know, for the close game 1 that we've already seen, and considering that in their last series, they went all the way to a game 5, I'm expecting nothing short of an incredible comeback from Northern Virginia. But Lackawanna takes game number 1. What a series we already have on our hands, it feels like, you know?
Oh, it certainly does. We've seen a lot of great stuff coming from both of these squads today, and I apologize, my video camera has frozen, so I'm going to get that taken care of just as quick as I can. Fortunately, it's not in the last couple of times this has happened, it has been a very unflattering picture, but yeah, I'll get that
don't say
back
that
up here
yourself.
momentarily.
Or not, don't say that about yourself. You're gorgeous, Juggle. No shot. But interesting stat to note there, as Lackawanna had most of the pressure, 4 was the shot. So if they continue to keep that clipping pressure, I don't think they're going to have much difficulty. But the momentum is clearly swung back in favor of Northern Virginia. So we're still going either way. Game 2.
All right, I believe I am back in now. So here we go, game number 2 underway.
Indeed, yes. Looks like tech difficult. Am I audible?
I can hear you, Fizzy, yes.
Fantastic. I can hear you as well. Let's get on it. Tech difficulties,
Yes.
they happen, but that we say go next.
Oh, wow.
And speaking of go next, you've done exactly that. A pick towards the middle. Now breaks the ice early.
And I apologize. I am having some audio issues as well. So, Fizzy, I wasn't able to hear the last few things you said. So I'm going to hand it off to you for a couple moments while I see if I can get things sorted on my end.
No problem. I do myself at times. I'll be just a little bit frozen on my end.
All right, if you can hear us out there, we are dealing with some technical difficulties at the moment. We're going to try and get them sorted just as quick as we can. Looks like we're having both audio and video feed difficulties, but hopefully this will be sorted out. Okay, looks like my audio is coming through right now, and I do have video, so I'm gonna hold things down here for a moment while we get Fizzy back in. Speaking of holding things down, that is exactly what Northern Virginia Community College is doing at this point. Looking at like the waning couple of minutes of that last game, we saw a big improvement from Northern Virginia. They put 2 on the board, and now they've got a 1-point lead as well. And Seamert's just driving the ball around the entire pitch. Ultor looking to clear it from their backboard, but Ayoka's gonna be able to center the ball. Looks for a shot. It's gonna be booped away though harmlessly by Gwip. Shizzle comes in for another opportunity. Seamertz tries to clear it, but is unable to get into it. Seamertz now able to clear it. Ball comes back over towards Northern Virginia's men, and now we're starting to see kind of Lackawanna heat up again. They're really putting this pressure on, and Northern Virginia just can't quite clear it. They've got an opportunity here, and Shizzle is backed up for the ball. Give her an opportunity to get it back down towards the other side, but Seamertz instead able to keep it in play. Looks for a pass off the backboard. Shot comes in a little bit wide from both players. Ultor now. An aerial dribble in the air, passing it off to Seamertz. Lasers it in. But it's going to be denied by Zach. And I do believe we have Fizzy back in the booth.
Indeed. Test 1, 2. Am I good?
You are good. We can hear you. You are back.
Fantastic. Xfinity is my favorite internet service provider company on the planet, but that is a conversation for a different day. Moving forward, though, looks like we have another great game on our hands, looking to tie up the series at 1. Ultor nearly got it past for the double. Surely that would have gone in.
Shot.
Just an exit on that other attack. Oh, what a time. We're at a tie game.
That we are. So, Lackawanna, they want to hold on to their lead here. Gonna see if they can put a difference maker on the board, but it's actually going to be Gwitby now who just rolls it in. A little flick off the top of the car. He's going to get it over the defender. Sometimes it is as simple as that. And it looks like we might have lost Fizzy again. So hopefully we can get him back in here soon. But in the meantime, that is Northern Virginia Community College now sitting at a 1-point lead. And the ball being pressured again in front of Lackawanna's goal. Shizzle looks to clear it, is able to get it over one of the attackers for Northern Virginia. They found the ball on the Virginia side of the pitch, but at the moment they're just playing ping pong while going back and forth a little bit here. An opportunity, though, for Northern Virginia. Unable to capitalize it. What a redirect from Shizzle, but Whitney now going to be able to get in the way of that one and allow Northern Virginia to maintain their lead. Clear comes out again. Shot comes in, and now
Ultor 1.
Yeah, welcome back, Fizzy. Things have flipped on their head almost completely from game number 1. Well, it looks like we might have lost Fizzy.
This was a much more fast-paced game too.
I do believe we have Fizzy back, but it looks like we're still experiencing a little bit of lag with the audio. Shizzle takes a shot. Ultor is going to be able to get in the way of it. Ioka, though, tried to make it a little more confusing, a little more unpredictable, but unable to get anything going. Foshizzle to drive it down towards Northern Virginia once again, but the ball is cleared with a minute left to go here. Anything can happen, but time is running out for Lackawanna to try and maintain their overall lead in the series. At the moment, Northern Virginia has 2 goals, some insurance on the board to tie this series up at 1 apiece here, Fizzy. And it looks like we are still dealing with tech issues from Fizzy at the moment, but we will get that sorted out. 30 seconds remaining here. Ball finds its way back down towards Northern Virginia side of the pitch. Lackawanna is going to do something. It's going to have to be now. 15 seconds left to go. But with that clear right there, it is unlikely that we're going to see 2 put on the board here. So I think we can safely say, well, 6 seconds. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cast a curse in here today. 6 seconds, definitely plenty of time for Lackawanna to put another one on the board. And I mean, look at that shot from Aoka. That was just some incredible aerial acrobatics coming out from the Lackawanna players. 6 seconds left to go here. And Lackawanna put another on the board, send us to OT. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this time. Aoka tries to keep it in play, but unable to do it. So, Northern Virginia is going to put this series at 1 apiece. And I am going to talk with production here for just a moment, see if we can get an update on where things are at for Fizzy. But I mean, I think the big story of this last game, honestly, was Northern Virginia's defense coming alive, right? Taking a peek at these stats, they are definitely Lackawanna, right? And this is, I feel like, what we have been experiencing, that is the pressure that Lackawanna is putting on Northern Virginia is just tremendous, right? And so it really is the defense that it looks like is going to potentially win the game here for us between these two squads. If Northern Virginia is going to come out of this with a win, it's going to be on the back of their defensive plays. All right, we are going to load into game number 3 again. Hopefully we'll get Fizzy back in with us just as soon as we can, but at the moment, Northern Virginia starting out to a hot start here. O'Shizzle looks to drive back to get the ball, but a beautiful centering pass. Nobody is there for Lackawanna. And I mean, it does not get any easier for that. I mean, well, I should say that. This is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. These players are making it look easy here today. We go back to a kickoff in Lackawanna, now on the back foot. Tied in the series, down 1 point in this game. Gwipfamy to get in the way of that aerial dribble. Ultor tries to send it towards the net. Beautiful disruption there by Lackawanna. 30 seconds in, and this time it is Northern Virginia putting more of the pressure on. A beautiful read on that ball from Ultor and Gwipfamy to keep it in play, because that was going to be a big clear coming out there. Aoka able to get it around one of the attacking members of Northern Virginia. Ultor sends it back down to Zach looking for a clear. But honestly, that is just a beautiful setup for one of the players from Northern Virginia. But a demo is going to keep Ultor from following up on it. Nice clear there from Northern Virginia to give time for Ultor to respawn and get back into the mix. But now they're going to have to wait for Gwipfamy, but it's a loose ball, not going anywhere. That's going to be plenty of time for them to get back. And in fact, Gwip now is right there on the goal, able to keep the ball out of the net. So, again, this defense from Northern Virginia looking great so far. And honestly, their offense has been stellar in this game, too. So this might be a bit of a turning point here for Northern Virginia. Emerts looking to drive the ball down. Defense gets in the way a little bit. Open net, though. Little bit wide. Almost goes in, and Lackawanna is going to be kicking themselves for that one. But they're going to be able to dunk it in. Zach finds it. Evens the scoreline at 1 apiece. We send it back to the kickoff. 50 gonna go out to the side. Ultor now keeping it in play. It's gonna be a double demo. Ball goes just a little bit wide once again. Gwitme now looking to keep it in play for Northern Virginia. Nice clear there from Lackawanna. We're going to start to put a little bit of pressure on, but that pressure that we've seen coming from Lackawanna, it just hasn't been here in this game number 3. They had an opportunity there. Now they've got it in play. If they can kind of maintain possession, keep it in kind of this defensive third of North Virginia, maybe they can get something going. But Virginia is actually doing a phenomenal job clearing the ball and keeping it in play this time for them. Ultor looking to follow it up. A beautiful demo from Whitney. Takes out the defender and the ball just rolls in. Let's take another peek at this one now. Look at the synchronicity right there. Just a beautiful, beautiful play coming out of Northern Virginia. And I think now we're starting to see why Northern Virginia was the #1 seed here in the regular season, as they've been able to overcome and adapt to this Lackawanna squad. Mert's gonna pass it off the backboard. Shot coming in from Ultor. It's a little bit wide, so the defense able to get there, but Mertz takes down one of the players. This attack might be over before it starts, but no, Lackawanna able to keep the pressure on. Northern Virginia, though, keeping it away from that center line. Aoka goes up, clears it, but gets demoed in the process. Brief moment of opportunity here for Northern Virginia, but it's going to be denied. A nice redirect there from Gwip. Shot comes in, bounces off the sidebar, and now Zach going to be able to pick it up on the rebound, make it 2-2. Both of these teams really want the lead coming out of this game, because whoever takes this game number 3 is going to put themselves on match point here in the grand finals. Kickoff, the ball goes just straight up in the air. This time Zach is able to come up to it, and I believe I'm hearing a little bit of extra audio there, so I'm going to check in. Fizzy, are you with us?
Check 1 2, check 1 2.
It appears Fizzy is, and in that moment, we get another beautiful shot coming in from Faux Shizzle. Knocks it into the net. Off of the centering pass from the other team, they're able to pick it up in the midfield and knock it in. I'm going to check in one more time with Fizzy. Are you here? I did hear you a moment ago on that mic check. And it appears that we have lost Fizzy again. Ultor getting the ball in play once again. Shizzle goes up, or tries for a clear. At the moment, the ball just kind of hanging around the midfield. Nice clearing pass. Aoka gonna redirect it down towards the center. Zach comes in, but the defense is there from Northern Virginia. They're gonna get to clear it. Mertz looks for a redirect, but misses it on the approach. Gwip for me actually gets around one defender. What a shot! And what a save from Zach as well. Let Lackawanna maintain their lead. 50 seconds left to go here. He gets a demo. Ultor now with an approach. Low dribble towards the net. Shizzle able to yank that ball right off the hood of their car. With 30 seconds left to go here, now the impetus once again on Northern Virginia Community College. They're going to center it to Mertz, who's going to send the ball up over the top of the net. Looks for a double tap. Misjudges it slightly. Gwip for me trying to center, now goes for an aerial dribble off the wall. Bit of a low one. Mertz sends it back down towards the net. Open situation. Aoka not able to get there and disrupt it. And so that means we may in fact be heading to our first overtime here in the grand finals. And that couldn't have come at a more clutch time for this Northern Virginia squad. So 16 seconds left to go. We headed to an OT, or can somebody put the finishing goal here on the board? Opportunity for Lackawanna. They center it. Shizzle coming in for it, but they're a little too far away. Ultor now on the approach. Has an opportunity for a shot, denied by Aoka. And with the ball finding the ground, we are headed straight into overtime. The first one here today. Initial approach, not going to find anything. Shot comes in. Whip for me had an opportunity, but Foshizzle gets in the way. Gwitme now looks to center it, but instead it's going to be Seamerts who does just that. Ultor not able to get back to it in time, so we get to center it again, but instead Lackawanna has possession. Ball sent down over the net. Pass off it going to be incomplete as Lackawanna does get in the way. Now, ball finding its way in front of the net once again. A lot of defenders there, but so are the attackers. Aoka, through the thick of it all, is actually able to get away with it. Has a breakaway opportunity. Looks to redirect it into the net. Here comes Foshizzle to make it 4-3, and Lackawanna takes game number 3 to give them the lead once again in this best of 5. That puts them on match point. And with that, we are actually going to throw it to a short break. We're going to see if we can get Fizzy back in here. So don't go anywhere. We will be back very soon. Hello, everybody. We are back here. We do have Fizzy in the booth with us. Fizzy is doing their best impression of a statue at the moment, but good to have you back with us.
Right, so I'm a master ventriloquist, so hopefully you don't see anything moving right now. That means I'm doing my job well. I've been able to watch it for the most part. It's usually just been the upload that's been giving me issues, which is why nothing has come across. But from what I've seen, it's been a really fun series. Lots of back and forth stuff. Now with Lackawanna on match point, they just need to win one of the next 2 games to find themselves the champions of this split.
And the kickoff is going to go Lackawanna's way, but Northern Virginia sends it back down towards the goal. Shot comes in, the follow-up, and 5 seconds in, Northern Virginia says, we're not making it easy for you.
Indeed, and I've said this a few times before in my career, but at any point, every single player in this game can look like a plat. Whether or not that's an SSL playing down and making a silly mistake, or a silver with just the best play I've ever seen a silver make in their lifetime. That just happens sometimes, but they have to brush that off and go next.
Exactly, and that is exactly what either of these top 2 teams is going to be capable of doing here today. And now Lackawanna trying to see if they can make up for this lost time. Ultra goes for a flip reset, doesn't quite get it. Now finds themselves on the ground. Aoka trying to keep it in play here. Gets it around both defenders, but the ball goes a little bit high and Ultor is able to clear it.
I really like the little specks of physical play that we've seen throughout. One of the things that I've always harped on a ton is demos. Demos, physical plays. We've seen that a bunch. They might actually not need demos. Aoka is there for the follow-up. No, it's at the crossbar. Third shot, top right corner. JK Foshizzle ties this one.
Oh, that was huge. Let's take another look at this because, yeah, there's the one shot comes in. Doesn't quite make it. Oh, no, that was shot number 2. Foshizzle puts it away there, and you love to see that kind of follow-up. And those rotations from Lackawanna there, just picture perfect.
Exactly, and if you're the 3rd man on attack right there, you cannot miss that play at all, because if another one goes in, especially in that situation when everybody is there just crowded inside the net, if you miss that one, that's going to be a counterattack the other way, and that effort is all going to be wasted down to what could have been a multi-goal lead. Glad he put that one away. Must have been a relief.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was definitely a do-or-die situation for them there. Because, yeah, like you said, that would have been an easy shot, an easy breakaway opportunity there for Northern Virginia. And they're going to take away one of the attacking players as well. So, works are getting kind of gummed up here in the corner, and that's fine by Northern Virginia. That's just more time that Lackawanna is not able to mount an attack. Whip me now is going to get to the ball before Aoka, so they're going to be able to clear it. See if they can generate a shot here. So they're going to try and pass it off the backboard, but Aoka gets in the way, sends it out to the side. Now Seamert's looking to center it, but Aoka once again coming in and keeping it out of harm's way.
There's been far more even so far. I mean, we saw game 1 mostly go in the way of Lackawanna. Game 2, for the most part, go in favor of Northern Virginia. I like that we've really seen both teams lock it down so far, and we could see a second overtime. Back-to-back games would be really fun.
Oh, it certainly would be. And as well, I mean, what a shot, too, on that game number 3 to end things in favor of Lackawanna, who's desperately trying to keep the ball out of their zone right now. Shot comes in from Seamerts, but Aoka's going to be able to knock it off to the side. And a beautiful clear as well. Recognizing one of their teammates right there, able to receive that. The Virginia looks to clear it, but Zach going to keep it in play here for Lackawanna. At least for the moment. Ultra goes up. Aoka going to come in for an aerial contest, though, is able to Bounce the ball up. Now Foshizzle looking to center it. Opportunity, but everybody's clustered around the ball, unable to really get anything significant going here at the moment for Lackawanna.
Indeed, and it's been a pretty, while we haven't been able to get much going, it has been an extended stay in the blue half, so a little bit of possession time, it certainly doesn't hurt. They just haven't made the most out of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, for one, right, like Northern Virginia is able to keep them from taking a shot, but at the same time, Lackawanna is keeping the ball in a threatening position, so almost a bit of a stalemate there for a minute or so, but now things have opened up a little bit. Lackawanna taking advantage of a nice clear here. Aoka going to look to center it, but instead it's going to be Quitme now finding the ball. It's up to Foshizzle to try and get it out of this zone. Not able to do it, but with a little help from a friend, they are. Zach keeping it in play here, but Seamertz is going to be able to get in the way of it. And 4 players end up in this corner. Nobody comes away with the ball, so Quitme now is able to clear it. Foshizzle getting in the way again. A bit of a double commit from Lackawanna as well. The problem both teams, I think, have been plagued with a little bit today. When it appears we may have lost Fizzy once again. So unfortunately, hopefully we can get him back.
Here. I think you might.
Oh, he's here. He's here.
Okay, we are good. No, I thought you cut out for a sec. But anyway, what I was going to say before things kind of went wonky for a sec is that the last game, at least they say, the last game is always the hardest to win. And I really think that the defense in Northern Virginia has been doing well to kind of continue on with that theory. Although it will be interesting if we head ourselves to a game 5 and really see who's able to get past all that pressure you have going on. It's going to be a little bit easier for Lackawanna as they do have that extra life. Actually, as I'm saying that, Aoka is chasing down Ultor. Shot comes through. Ultor dodges all the demos to make a fantastic save and possibly save the game.
Yeah, that very easily could have been. Save the series as well, because we are in the last 15 seconds here. North Virginia, they want to put something on the board so they can get this potential game here. What phenomenal play from Ultor, and that is the defense from Northern Virginia that has been such a stellar part of their gameplay here today. One final shot looking to come in. Aoka looks to ground it, but instead Seamert's going to get in the way. That opens up an opportunity for Foshizzle. They're going to pass it off to Zach. Pops it off the backboard, hits the ground. Overtime, here we come.
Ultor has really been the difference maker so far, and I was convinced that he might be able to go up for a shot. Speaking of Ultor being the difference maker, that one's over. We go to game 5. 5 seconds into overtime. Ultor says no.
Okay, that is a huge play there from Ultor, and look at how quickly they made that decision, right? Do I try and drive around the defender? Do I just drive it into a goal? Do I just take the shot? They made the right choice, and what a phenomenal way to end game number 3 and send us in. Or sorry, was that? No, that was game number 4.
That was game 4.
We're headed to a game 5 here, which I mean, this is where we thought we would be, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you saw the last series. That one also went to 5. It's going to be nothing but the same here. I hope we switch to Champions Field because that's always the best map to run these sort of deciding games on. It's going to be fantastic either way. Let's do a couple predictions. Who do you see taking this? Do you think we're going to continue this back and forth trend, or will they be able to finish out Northern Virginia and pull a bracket reset?
I think Northern Virginia is going to get the bracket reset, honestly, because I think the difference maker to me has been the defense, right? For Northern Virginia, I think it has been stellar every step of the way here today, and because Lackawanna is playing so aggressive, it's leaving them open to opportunities for Northern Virginia to come back in and make up that difference. But let's see how it plays out. A lot of early aggression here for Northern Virginia. Ultor are going to be forced to drop back, though, after a nice clear from Lackawanna.
They're hungry. They know what's at stake. They know that they're on their last life, and they're going to make it as difficult as possible. They're immediately doing that. Constant aggression, a couple of hits off the post. They should be up 1-0 right now, but Lackawanna gets away with something. Zach might have something towards the other end, but another long clear, and we might have some more offensive pressure for Northern Virginia if they can handle this right.
Ooh, Foshizzle actually coming back in. Nice redirect there from Ultor. But that's a big demo. Lackawanna with an opportunity. I say that, though, and that was a huge clear, though, before they were so rudely demolitioned by Lackawanna.
Indeed, Demos, as rude as they are, you're really not doing your... I thought he was going to own goal there for a sec. I had to do a double take. But as I was saying, right? So as I was saying, though, demolitions, yeah, they're ugly, they're dirty. Some will call you cringe, but you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage if you refuse to use them. Whoever uses them more in really a series that's been not very demo heavy, I think they're going to have at least a slight advantage going forward.
Me too. And yeah, the rude was not necessarily a judgment on anyone using it. I think demos are great. They are a very valuable tool and part of the game, for sure. Love to see them and love that kind of aggressive play, especially in front of the goal. If you can demo a defender right before a shot goes in, that is some of my favorite Rocket League to watch.
Oh, no question about it. It's some of the most satisfying in any Rocket League game, whether it's like just your ranked games or watching somebody else. It's incredible. It's satisfying. It's dirty, but just the right kind of dirty where you're like, oh, that was so good.
Exactly. Well, these two teams, at least over the course of these first 2 minutes, it's just been a big, elongated game of ping pong. This is the longest we've gone without seeing either of these teams put a goal on the board. And I think they really want to make sure they're playing this careful. They're not leaving themselves open to kind of any opportunistic goals or shots. So the defense really firing on all cylinders for both squads here in this game number 5. But Foshizzle gonna break it up with a nice double tap into the net.
Teams naturally play more defensive in these deciding games, and that means that one little mistake can really be the difference. Everyone locks down because nobody wants to give up that game-winning goal, but you're too focused on one thing to do the other. A lapse is going to happen eventually.
And so now the impetus is here on Northern Virginia. They are down by 1. Nice aerial dribble, though. Great shot as well, just a little bit wide. Big clear as well from Lackawanna. Ultor be dropping back just to make sure they're in position. Get this ball. It does find itself cleared. Ayoka tries for it, but is unable to get there. Nice demo. Seamert's on an approach, but they've got 2 defenders to get through. Not going to be able to do it, so the ball just pops up straight into the air. So drops back for it, but it's going to be Gwitme now who stops that forward progression, but only for a moment. Nice clear, though, by Ultor. Going off the top. A big redirect as well from Lackawanna, because that could have been an easy double tap there for Nova.
What I liked about that play earlier from Seamertz is that he's starting to mix things up, you know? We've seen plenty of constant drive towards the net, but very few fakes. That could have easily done it, but that's also in credit to Foshizzle, who stared him down the entire time, kept his patience to keep this from being a tie game.
And I do love seeing those fakes, right? It looks like a double commit at in the moment, but it's not. It's a fake play. You don't know who's going to take the shot, and as a defender, you just can't prepare for it. Minute and a half left to go here. These are the final 90 seconds, potentially, of Nova's life here in the grand finals. Lackawanna looking to put a little insurance on the board, but Ultor says no for the moment. Gwitme now going to be able to stop the ball, but Ayoka picks it up. That could have been a devastating mistake. Another shot comes in. Ultor once again with a hero play. Off the backboard one more time. Ayoka lasers it in. 2 up with the final minute of gameplay here in game number 5.
And the pressure that we saw flashes of in game 1 makes itself known right here. You saw them pepper the net over and over and over again. 4 or 5 balls heading over Ultor. I said he was the difference maker earlier. Was fantastic on defense, but you can only save so many. And we see an example of that here right now. A multi-goal lead they just need to hold.
Foshizzle looking to see if they can put a little insurance on the board. Nobody is there. 3-0. That might be it, Fizzy.
I think that's going to be game 3 goals in 50 seconds. While it happens in my games, I'm not nearly as good as they are. Anyone at this skill level should not, it happens, but they should not give this one up. We'll see if we curse them, but I don't think it's going to happen right here. They've been so aggressive, so constant in the pressure and just level of play. I don't see them bowing out.
Neither do I. With 30 seconds left to go here, it's going to take an absolutely Herculean effort for Northern Virginia to come back into this. In Lackawanna, they don't have to go for the bracket reset. All they got to do is hold on to this lead. Ultor with a last-ditch effort here, trying to get something going. Gwitme now goes up for the ball. 20 seconds left to go here. Even if we see a 3 5-second goals, that's the only thing that could do this now for Nova. Lackawanna, they're starting to celebrate with 10 seconds left to go. I think we can safely call this here in favor of Lackawanna College. They are going to be your grand finals champions here for the NJCAA Esports.
And in a game 5, no less, you wouldn't want it any other way. What a series that we just watched, despite the issues, but I'm glad that we could both be here for the games 4 and 5, the ones that mattered most.
As am I, even if I am just casting with your action figure at the moment here, Fizzy. So, yeah, this was an absolutely stellar series. What a great way to end the season as well. Before we close things out, I just want to give a few thank yous. First off to Chase, our producer, who kept the stream alive, kept us running. Really appreciate all the work you did, especially getting Fizzy back in here despite those technical difficulties. So a huge shout out to Chase. Thank you to and Vismar as well for bringing me in here to cast today to the NJCAA as well. To you, Fizzy, for being my co-caster, and everybody out there watching today.
It's been incredible. Juggle, while we have a moment, go ahead and plug yourself, my friend. Where can people find you?
All right, well, if you want to see what I'm casting next, you can follow me on Twitter. That's going to be at JuggleGod. That's you can find me there anywhere social media can be found, except for TikTok. TikTok, I'm at JuggleGodcast because there's some jerk who got my IGN. So you can find me there. I stream as well regularly. A lot of exciting different games. Fizzy, tell them where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me on most places. If you search Fizzy Fanta, for some reason, that's a more popular name than I would expect. I've had this name for 10 years, but there's somebody else who's come up with it. But if you find me there, I'm probably going to be the first result there. You'll see me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and a couple other spots. It's been fantastic. Before we go, though, April 21st, that is Friday. We have some Valorant going on here on this same stream. It's going to be Blinn College versus, a familiar face, Northern
Right.
Virginia. It's going to be a ton of fun stuff. Thank you guys once again for coming out, and we will see you again soon.